Hey, what's up, guys? Mr. Kydrex here again. Look me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Gemmer, and Google+. All the links are down below in the description. Doing another video for you guys today. Nick here again. Hope you guys are having a lovely day. The previous video I made was an update video on how I reorganized my collection and news that I had for my channel. I got a comment on the video by my good friend, longtime viewer and subscriber, Mark Nguyen. He requested that I make a video on tips for collecting because he plans on starting a small collection himself. And I never really thought about doing a video like this, so I am thankful that he gave this request because I can share tips that I had for my collection to help him start his own small collection, but also to help others who want to start collecting, because collecting is a fun hobby for anyone. It's also a stress reliever for me, and it's something very fun. So I hope this helps you, Mark, and I also hope it helps other people that want to start a collection as well. Now, he gave specifics on what he would like to see, such as specific prices, how to start, and what kind of budget he will need to start a collection. I'll be explaining those in this video, and I'll also be explaining things that I would like to share. Now, the first thing I want to say, it's great that you want to start off small, Mark, because when you start off small, it eventually helps you grow your collection more over time. If you start off small, you'll get some things that you want for your collection, and then eventually you'll get more and more over time, and your collection will grow bigger and faster than you think, which is a great way to start. Starting off small is great, and that's how I've been doing it with my collection. But another way to start is to start off big, and that is buying the items as soon as you will. If you want specific items, let's say a standard collector out there wants to collect all of this like really quick, like let's say in a week. They're going to spend that whole week buying all the items so that way they already have it. That's starting off big because you already have majority of what you want. But starting off small is where you would start off with something you want, and then over time it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger over time because you wanted to start off small, and that's a great way to do it. Now, let's start off with the biggest and most important thing that it comes to collecting, and that is, where are you going to display it, and do you have room for it? That is the most important thing. I have seen people display their collection in many ways. You can display in a bedroom, a spare room, a living room, a garage, a shed, a man cave. I've even seen people who display them in their kitchen, which is amazing on how they did that. So that's the most important thing, is that you have room for your collection. I didn't pay attention to that when I first started collecting, so I'm thankful that now in this new house I have space to display my collection. Another important thing is, what do you have to display your collection on? You have to have something to display your collection on. I mean, some people would like to put their collection on the floor, which is okay, but if you have pets or kids running around your house, it's kind of going to get hectic with your collection. So you're going to want to make sure you have a nice, neat place to put your collection in that is convenient to you, and that hopefully helps with your figures or whatever you're collecting. Always have something. I personally use shelves that go from the ground up, but there are some people who want to have like shelves on like walls, like those ones up there that are bolted to the walls. That is also a great way to do it because it prevents like kids from reaching it. It's in a safe place, and children or pets won't be able to reach it. I mean, unless there's like a earthquake or something and they fall, it's usually something dangerous, or something falls because you did it on accident or somebody else did. That's kind of a problem with that. But the problem with this is, like I said, children and pets will come in and want to like do stuff to your collection. But it depends on how you want to do it. In fact, it doesn't even have to be a bookshelf. It could also be a glass display shelf, or it can also be a table, a desk, or a dresser. You can put it anywhere you want, just as long as you have room and space to put your collection on. Now, for specific prices, I'm going to be giving examples with what I can remember for specific prices. Because prices is also very important when it comes to your collection. You have to pay attention to the price you are buying the item for and whether it's worth it or not, for those of you guys who know what I'm talking about. Because when you buy an item, you got to make sure that one, it's within your price range that you have the money for. Two, if you think it's worth it or not. If the item is too expensive, you can always find it somewhere else. There's always other places where you can find to buy whatever you would have wanted for a cheaper price that is within your price range or budget. But if you want to buy it just because it's there, even if it's overpriced or not, you can go ahead and do that, but it will bite you in the neck later because you'll feel guilty that you bought it knowing that you could have bought it somewhere else for cheap. I can give an example with my Papo Spinosaurus. Now, the figure right there, the Papo Spinosaurus, the price that I got it for was for at least $35. Now, even though that's an okay price considering how expensive it does get, it kind of didn't feel worth it after buying it because for me, I knew I could have bought it somewhere else where it would have been cheaper. But I got it just because I wanted it, and I kind of ignored the fact that I didn't have that kind of money, even though I still bought it when I could have gotten it for somewhere cheaper. So, yeah. That's what you want to watch out for. The prices. Like that Papo running T-Rex there, that was for $22. I thought that was worth it. The Papo was for $20. I know it's cheaper somewhere else, but where I got it from, I thought it was worth it. Velociraptor was at least $13. These here were like $5, and that's just naming a few. So you got to make sure that the price is worth it and that it's within your range. And budget-wise, if you want to have a certain budget, like let's say this here. This to me is a small collection. Just this one shelf right here. This is a small collection. The budget for what you see here will probably have to be at least somewhere between $100 to $120. I know that doesn't sound like that's the case with this, but it depends on where you bought it from. Because, like I said, that was $35, $22. This one was at least $20, and $20. Actually, I think this one was at least $15. I don't remember. As you can see, if you do the math, the prices obviously build up to being somewhere close to $100. And if you want to grow your collection more, like I said, you want to check to make sure that's within your budget. So for this would at least be like between, like I said, $100. But for this right here, this would be just this right here would at least be just $30 because where you buy these things is important to you. You can buy it from stores. You can buy it from like dealer stores where people will make deals with you. Second-handed stores like thrift stores where they will be like willing to bargain with you for prices. Those are great places to go because you have a unique price range. I mean, sometimes you're going to have to buy things online, like most of the figures I have over here and some of them that I have up there. But you always got to make sure you have the budget that you need to buy the stuff and where to look for them, whether it's online or shopping. So just make sure of that. Alright. So yeah, like I said, this was just small. You can go from there. Another thing that you would also want to know when you're collecting is make sure you're not overdoing it. That's what I ended up doing with my collection here. As you guys can see, I overdid it a bit to the point where I think I'm going to have to take that shelf right there and display it all in a box and some other parts of my collection too, because I kind of overdid it. And I'm going to be putting a new shelf here, which is something that I need to do. So make sure you don't overspend, because if you do, you're going to end up having more items that you're going to need to get more than just one shelf. Like when my collection started, it was on like probably just one or two shelves from what I can remember, maybe even one table. But now I have to have all these other shelves to display them all if I want them all to be together. So make sure you don't overdo it, because you can get to that point. And let's just hope that your parents are supporting you through this, because you know, some parents, like, they will get annoyed when they hear that you bought another item for your collection when you can be buying other things with it. Now, even though it's a small thing, you can kind of look past it, but if your parents keep constantly doing that, that's basically telling you to stop collecting for a while until eventually you can go back to doing it. So make sure you don't overdo it. So that's pretty much all I can give out as information wise goes. Um, Another thing is if you can't find the figure for cheap, there's two things you can do. One, you can keep looking, and over time you'll find it, depending on how long it takes. Or you can do trades where you can trade somebody an item for the item that you want, whether it's old or new. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope this helped you, Mark, and other people that want to collect. And like I said, if you want to start out small, be sure to find common items that you like. Like, let's say you wanted to start a Jurassic Park collection. This is just an example. You want to start a Jurassic Park collection. Getting the older figures, you can get them from like dealer stores or secondhand shops or online. But if you wanted to start off small, you're probably going to want to get the common stuff, which is this stuff here. And another thing I want to mention is that if you want to start a collection and your figure comes in like some kind of packaging and you want it to stay in the packaging, you can go ahead and display it as like a mint in package, but you can also take it out. It depends on how you want to display it, because if you're going to have mint in package figures, you usually can have them on shelves or hang up on pegs or pins, and that's one way to display it. But like I said, you could use whatever you want. The sky's your limit, basically. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this helped you, Mark, and starting your small collection. I hope you go far into collecting and that it all goes well with you. And for any collector out there, that's all the tips that I will be giving today. And if you guys need any more tips, be sure to let me know down in the comment section. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. All my social media links are down below, so be sure to look me up and stay awesome.